Hello dear students. Last time we have seen the concepts like inductive effect and electromagnetic effect. So these concepts are very useful to explain the acidity or basicity of compounds and to explain stability of carbocations and carbanions. In this lecture, we are going to see resonance or mesomeric effect and another effect that is called as hyperconjugation effect. So first we will see resonance effect or mesomeric effect. So this resonance effect is found in the unsaturated compound having the conjugated system. Conjugated system means here alternate arrangement of double bond and single bond. So this is the temporary polarization due to the different resonance structures of the same compound having the conjugated system. It is found that the resonance structures are hypothetical structures or imaginary structures. So in reality, actually, there is only the redistribution of the pi electron or delocalization of pi electron take place. Resonance structures are also known as canonical structures. Electron releasing groups like OH, NH2, Cl, Br, NHR, etc. shows plus or plus M effect. Whereas electron withdrawing groups like NO2, Cn, CHO, COH, etc. show minus or minus M effect. So we know that inductive effect is of also two types, that is a plus I effect and minus I effect. In the same way here we find the plus R, minus R or plus M or minus M effect. So we will now see the negative mesomeric effect or negative resonance effect and positive resonance or positive mesomeric effect. So negative mesomeric effect is indicated by minus M or minus R, whereas positive resonance or positive mesomeric effect is indicated by plus M or plus R. So this mesomeric effect, which is negative, which is denoted by minus M, it takes place due to the presence of electron withdrawing groups, whereas the positive mesomeric effect, that is plus M, take place due to the presence of electron releasing group as a substituent. So here there are the examples which will show that how this resonance effect operates in the compound. So this one compound where we find that there is the presence of double bond and the presence of carbonyl group. So these two double bonds, they are in the conjugation, that is alternate arrangement of the double bond and single bond. So this is the double bond, this is the single bond, and this is again the double bond of the carbonyl group. So they are in the conjugation. So whenever there is the presence of conjugation, then the mesomeric or resonance effect take place. So we know that the oxygen in this compound is more electronegative, and therefore the pi electron of this carbonyl group is shifted towards the oxygen because of its electronegativity. And when the pi electrons get shifted over oxygen, then the pi electron of these two, that is the carbon between these two carbons, get shifted over this side, that is between two carbons, and we get the another structure. So this is the another resonance structure we get after the distribution or redistribution of the pi electron in this compound. So for a positive resonance effect or mesomeric effect, we have taken the example of aniline. So NH2 group is here electron releasing group. In this example, the carbonyl group is electron withdrawing group, whereas in aniline, NH2 group is electron releasing group, and due to the presence of electron releasing group, positive resonance or mesomeric effect take place. We know that on the nitrogen, there is a presence of one lone pair of electron. This lone pair of electron get donated or get released by the nitrogen, and in this way the pi electrons present in the benzene ring, they get shifted from one atom to the another atom over the benzene ring. So the delocalization of the pi electron take place. So these are the resonance structures where the delocalization of the pi electron take place due to the electron releasing nature of the amino group, that is the NH2 group, and hence we observe here positive resonance or positive mesomeric effect. So these are the examples of the groups. These groups are electron releasing groups, and therefore we observe here plus M effect. So this is the decreasing order. So O minus NH2 NHR OR, these are the powerful electron releasing groups, whereas Cl, Br and Ir, they are less electron releasing groups. So this minus M effect, that is the electron withdrawing. Due to the presence of electron withdrawing groups, we observe this minus M effect. So NO2, Cn, SO2H, CHO, CO, these are the electron withdrawing in nature, and therefore these are the very strong electron withdrawing groups, whereas this CO minus CONH2, they are less electron withdrawing groups. So this is in the decreasing order. These are the powerful, whereas these groups are somewhat weak electron withdrawing groups. We will now see the resonance effect in phenol. We know that phenol is acidic in nature. It is weak acidity. So this weak acidity of phenol can be explained on the basis of resonance effect. So let's see how this resonance effect can be used to explain the weak acidity of phenol. So here we have drawn the various resonance structures for the phenol. So we know that in case of phenol, the OH group is present, which is directly attached to the benzene ring, and this OH group here, it is electron releasing group. So lone pair present on the oxygen can be released, and the pi electrons on the benzene ring get delocalized over the benzene ring, and therefore we get here different resonance structures. So these are the different resonance structures of the phenol, and we find that there is a separation of positive and negative charge in these resonance structures. So structure number 2nd, 3rd and 4 here, we find that there is a separation of positive, negative charges. So as there is a formation of positive and negative charges in these three structures are not that much stable. If we compare here again the resonance structures of the phenoxide ion. So phenoxide ion means here when the phenol loses the proton from it, then we obtain the phenoxide ion. Now in this phenoxide ion, there is a negative charge on the oxygen, so it is the anion. So this negative charge on the oxygen get delocalized over the benzene ring, and we get different resonance structures of the phenoxide ion. But here you will find that the negative charge get delocalized over this benzene ring, and therefore there is no separation of the positive and negative charge in these resonance structures of the phenoxide ion. So due to this reason, phenoxide ion is much more stable than the phenol, because in the phenol there is a separation of positive negative charge, but in case of the resonance structures of the phenoxide ion, there is no separation of positive and negative charge. Only the negative charge get delocalized over the benzene ring. Therefore it is much more stable. So the phenol has tendency to lose the proton and to form the phenoxide ion. And we know that the compound which releases the proton or which ionizes to the proton, when the proton is given out, the proton donors are called as the acidic compounds, and therefore the phenol is here acidic in nature. In this slide, we are going to see the hyperconjugation effect. So this hyperconjugation effect takes place due to the delocalization of the sigma bonded electrons with non-bonding p orbital or anti-bonding pi orbital of an operating carbon. So delocalization of the sigma bonded electron take place. So it means that there should be presence of the sigma bond. So whenever the alkyl group is present, and then in such conditions we can observe this hyperconjugation effect. So to explain the hyperconjugation effect, we have taken the example of this compound, that is the toluene. In toluene, methyl group is directly attached to the benzene ring. Now in case of methyl group, we know that there are three CH bonds. So this one, and this one. So in this way, three CH bonds are present in the methyl group, and this methyl group is directly attached to the benzene ring. So the carbon and the hydrogen, the electron pair is present, that is the sigma bond is present, and this sigma bonded electron can participate in the delocalization. And this carbon here, it is called as the operating carbon. So the operating carbon means here that carbon which induces the shifting of sigma bond electron. So the sigma bonded electrons of this carbon can be released, and the pi electrons of the benzene ring can be delocalized over this benzene ring, and we get different resonance structures. So in this way, here the carbon, that is the operating carbon, induces the shifting of the sigma bonded electrons of this methyl group, and therefore we find here this hyperconjugation effect. These resonance structures can be obtained because of the hyperconjugation effect. And electron releasing nature of this methyl group can be also explained on the basis of hyperconjugation effect. So this figure explains the hyperconjugation effect. Now in this here, this is the methyl group and this is the CH bond. The sigma electrons are present in this orbital, and this is the positively charged carbon where there is the presence of empty 2p orbital. So these electron, that is sigma bonded electron of this bond, can interact or they can be accommodated in this empty 2p orbital, and in this way the hyperconjugation effect takes place. Now we will see the application of hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect is useful to explain the stability of carbocation and free radicals. So let's see how this hyperconjugation effect helps to explain the stability of carbocation and free radicals. So there are the examples of these free radicals and these carbocations. So carbocations and free radicals are of three types, that is the primary, secondary and tertiary. And it is found that the tertiary carbocation, this one, is most stable carbocation. The secondary carbocation is more stable than the primary carbocation but less stable than the tertiary carbocation. Whereas this primary carbocation is more stable than the methyl carbocation, whereas it is less stable than the secondary carbocation. So this stability order of the carbocation can be explained well on the basis of hyperconjugation effect. So how this hyperconjugation effect helps to explain the stability of carbocation, that we will see. Now, in case of tertiary carbocation, there are presence of three alkyl groups. So these three alkyl groups are present. So three alkyl group means here there are number of CH bonds are more, and therefore this positive charge on the carbon that can be easily stabilized by the hyperconjugation effect, because the bond sigma bonded electron of the CH bond can be easily released to stabilize this positively charged carbon. So here this arrow indicates the electron releasing nature of the alkyl group. We know that alkyl groups are electron releasing in nature, and therefore this positive charge present on this carbocation can be easily stabilized. And therefore, as the number of alkyl groups are more, so the possibility or the hyperconjugated structures are also more, and therefore the tertiary carbocation get more stabilized. Now in the case of secondary carbocation, there are only two alkyl groups, and therefore it is more stable than the primary, where the only one alkyl group is present, and the primary one is more stable than the methyl. It is because in case of methyl there is no presence of alkyl group, but only one alkyl group is present in case of primary carbocation, therefore it is more stable than the methyl group. So the stability of the carbocation here depends on the number of alkyl groups. In tertiary carbocation, three alkyl groups, that's why it is the most stable. whereas in case of methyl group there is no presence of alkyl group, only hydrogens are there, and therefore the positive charge on the carbon in the case of methyl get not stabilized that much as compared to these three carbocations. The same thing happens here in case of free radical also. You will find that the tertiary free radical is more stable. Now this carbon where the odd electron is present, and this carbon is electron deficient. As it is a electron deficient, therefore these alkyl groups helps to reduce the electron deficiency of this carbon by releasing the electrons. So the number of alkyl groups are more in case of tertiary free radical. Therefore tertiary free radical is the most stable one as compared to the secondary. Secondary is more stable than the primary free radical, and primary radical is more stable than the methyl radical where there is absence of alkyl group. Therefore methyl radical is the least stable, whereas tertiary free radical is the most stable because of the number of alkyl group. So in this way the alkyl groups are present means here the hyperconjugation effect take place. The sigma bonded electron of the CH groups that can be easily released as the number of CH bonds are more in case of the more number of alkyl groups. Here you can see three alkyl groups. So number of CH bonds of the alkyl groups are also more, and therefore they have the tendency to release the electron to stabilize the electron deficient carbon. So here the carbon is also electron deficient, and in case of here you can see this carbon positively charged is also electron deficient in nature, and by releasing the electron that can be easily stabilized. So in this way hyperconjugation effect is helpful to explain the stability of the free radicals and the carbocation.